So just come to lie in your back. Bringing one hand to your low belly and one hand to your heart. And just begin not only the process of connecting to the breath, but start to direct the breath so that you feel the inhale begin in the low belly and you feel the hand rise. And then direct the rest of that breath up into your right hand. Just feeling that sort of wave of breath all the way up into the heart center. Now bring your hands, switch your hands to your waist, to the sides of your waist. And then start to direct the breath. Feel the sides of the waist expand on the inhale. And on the exhale, feel it gently draw in. So we're just directing that. Now slide one hand behind your low back. So maybe the right hand, just the back of your right hand will touch your low back and the left hand will come to the low belly. And first focus on inhaling into the low back and feel the low back just reach towards the floor on the inhale. Remind yourself that you can breathe in the low back. And then switch the awareness of the breath into the top hand and just feel the low belly rise on the inhale. Now this sometimes doesn't work right away, but it's a lovely thing to work towards, and that is try to have the low back and the low belly expand on the inhale. And that doesn't always happen, especially if you feel tight in the low back, but this is just an opportunity to remember that we can do both. Breathing into the low back and into the low belly. And releasing now both hands and lay the arms next to the body, palms reaching to the ceiling. And allow yourself here to just settle into this place, this call to the beginning of our practice. But beginning in this place where we are connected. Returning home to the breath. Taking the right knee now, draw the right knee into your chest. And create just a little bit of pressure in that belly with the right leg. Start to rock the right knee side to side. Starting to maybe get in a little bit into the hip flexors, but also feel the kind of grounding down of the right side of the low back, back of the pelvis. You're just breathing into that space, and perhaps you'll just reconnect to that breath. Now we draw the left knee in to meet the right knee and extend the right leg long. The left knee stays in. Again, a little bit of pressure of that left knee in towards the belly. Nice long Ujjayi breaths now. And we rock that left knee side to side, grounding down on the left side of that low back. We draw the right knee in to meet the left knee. And then we draw circles with the knees away from each other. Inhale, draw the knees in. Feel that grounding down of the low back. And exhale, move the knees away. And reverse the direction. Inhale away. Exhale in. Bringing both knees back into the chest and rock side to side. Softening, tenderizing that low back. As you move the knees to one side, oscillate the head and neck in opposition. And just play with this. Sort of linger in whatever space you feel like you need to. Just sort of savor it. Bring the knees back to the center. Set the feet down. Tee the arms out to the side, palms up. Let the feet be as wide as the mat, and we start to rock the knees side to side. The next time the knees fall to the left, keep them on the left side. Press into the right foot and try to, it's like you're trying to shift your pelvis a little bit to the left. Might feel a little bit of isolation, hip flexors, TFL, maybe. Take that right arm, reach the right arm up overhead. Float the right arm down. Bring the knees back to the center. The right arm returns out to the side. Now both knees fall to the right. Press into the left foot. Shift the hips a little bit forward. Reach the left arm up overhead and breathe. So you might feel a gentle activation of the gluteal body on the left side, and that's a nice place to remind yourself, oh, when I'm engaged in the glutes, I can start to release a little bit in the TFL, a little bit in the hip flexors. TFL is a hip flexor. Just breathe. And release back to the center. Left arm comes back out to the side. And you've got your feet. Now just walk your feet underneath your knees and a little bit away from your body. Nothing crazy, but a little bit away. Then press into the feet and flatten out the low back and feel that low belly draw in. Bring the arms next to your body. If you need to at this point, if you want to hold on to the sides of your mat, you can. Take a moment, just shift the chin up and down. You want to find neutrality with that cervical spine. Start to activate the pelvic floor, so the muscles you would use to restrict urine flow, they engage. And you can, if you want to, and if you feel like you can, start to activate the glutes just a little bit. On an exhale, you're going to lift the right foot just a few inches off the mat. Inhale, set it down without the hips shifting. Exhale, left foot, lift it. Inhale it down. Exhale, so just keep shifting. You're not going fast. And you're not lifting the foot high, the knee stays bent. Very subtle work. So I want you to find the engagement. I want you to find the stability in the low belly and in the pelvic floor. So we're just starting to wake up these muscles and just sort of prepare them for bigger movements. But it's so important, I think, to sort of connect with the finer movements of the muscle groups, especially of the core. And working your way till you've got yourself lifting the left foot. That's the last one. And you set that down. And take a moment of release, and you might let that low back, that sacral spine just shift back to some neutrality. Maybe oscillate your head and neck side to side. Sometimes when we bring tension to the pelvic floor, the jaw and the neck start to grip in a kind of solidarity. And then we bring the head and neck back to the center. Let's take the band or the belt and let's bring it around the left foot. So the right leg can be straight. It could have a slight bend in it. It's whatever feels good. And the left knee is going to have a bend. Hold on to the strap with the left hand, and we're just going to draw some circles here, side to side. Just, you know, it's movement in the hip socket. Just reverse the direction. It's not really a method to this. It's just starting to get freedom of movement here. Then we bring the leg back to the center. Just a little stretch, a little hamstring stretch, but feel free to keep a slight bend in the left knee. So nothing crazy yet, right? Nothing crazy. And I don't want you to dump so much into the joints just yet. It's just starting to prepare, especially the back of the leg, for a little bit of lift here, a little bit of lift. Now we let go of the strap and we set the strap to the side, but we keep the leg lifted. Okay. The hands come behind your head. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Now for this one, you can press the low back down on the mat. That's okay. Then start to lift the right leg. It doesn't have to be in full extension, but it's really just the lift. Now, trying to keep the hips stable, I'm going to rotate from the waist and reach my right elbow towards my left knee. Now take the right hand and reach it out beyond the left knee. You might shake a little bit, that's okay. Lift the upper body a little higher. Bring the right hand behind your head. Rotate your torso to the center. Bring both knees into the chest. Lay the head down. Rock a little bit side to side. Just waking up. Feel that oblique body wake up just a little bit. Again, so we want to prepare the body for bigger movements. So we're just starting in this really subtle place. It doesn't mean that it's not difficult, because it is. Then we come back to the center. Let's take the left foot down, slight bend. Bring the strap or the belt to your right foot. Slight bend. And I don't care what you do with the left leg. Slight bend in the right knee so that you're focused more on the hip socket. Move that leg around. Circle side to side, whatever feels right. Reverse the direction. Just keep breathing into it. And then we bring the leg back to the center, and then we give ourselves a little gentle stretch here. You take the strap away, set the strap to the side. Bring the hands behind your head. Press the low back down. Exhale, lift up. Rotate from the waist. Lift that left leg up. So feel this rotation here. Again, from the waist, that left hip wants to peel up, not letting that happen. Take the left hand, reach the left hand to the outside of that right leg. Lift the upper body a little bit higher. Bring your left hand behind your head. Rotate the torso back to the center. Both knees in, lay the head down. And rock. And if you want to move the head and neck, whatever you need, however you feel compelled to move. Bring the knees back to the center. Right leg back up, left leg extends. Hands behind your head. Press the low back down. Exhale, lift up. This time, reach your left arm out to the side. Bring your left hand behind your head, switch your legs. Reach the right arm out to the side. Bring your hands behind your head, both knees in. Lay the head down, draw the knees in. And again, what do you need here? Rocking, moving. Now we set the feet down. Walk the feet a little bit further away. Sort of depress the shoulder girdle down. And again, you've got the sides of the mat if you feel like you need something. So I don't want the, if you feel like you need extra stability, I don't want it to come from gripping in the neck or shoulder. So feel free to use the mat. So the feet are in line with the knees in line with the hip points or the hip bones. Dig the heels into the mat, start to turn your glutes on and lift your hips up. Draw the belly in. So it's a bridge, it's a Setubandha, but I want you to find the activation of the gluteal body. And to an extent, you'll also feel the low back turn on. Inhale, set the hips and pelvis down. Exhale, press into those heels, activate, wrap the gluteal body and lift up, but keep drawing the belly in. So now we're going to do this with a rhythm. So it's down and up, 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 down and up. Next time you're up, stay up. So the pelvic floor is fired, the belly's drawn in, try to relax the shoulders, press into the heels, little pulses and up. So the pelvic floor is fired and strong, pulse up and up and up. Just reminding yourself, oh yeah, glutes are part of the core. Up, up and up. 8 more, 8. 4, 3, 2. Bring your hips and pelvis all the way down. Take a moment, take some good deep breaths. And you might even return to an awareness of that breath in the low back. Just feel that low back press down on the inhale. So now I want to do just a little bit. So taking it, getting the movement a little bit bigger, but still bringing that just an awareness of fine tuning, of a sort of finesse to this. So we're going to do crunches, which I don't normally like crunches, but people love them and want to do them. So what I'm really trying to create is a way to do them, but doing it in a way that's really helpful, where there's not a lot of pressure and there's not a lot of pooching of the low belly. So bring your right hand, or if you're right-handed, or it could be your left hand, but just bring your hand to your low belly, and then bring your left hand behind your head. So press the low back down, imprint it. I know that's not always the best thing, but for our purposes right now, I think it helps. And feel that low belly draw in, then lift up. Now, what I want you to concentrate on is to keep kind of drawing that low belly down. And notice if the crunch, if the lift is causing a sort of pooching of that. So really focus. It's less about sort of trying to really rock this up and be really percussive with the movement. It's more about drawing this low belly and keeping it in, and then little lifts. Eight, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself down. Bring the arms next to the body and just move the head and neck side to side. We draw the knees to the chest. Cross at the ankles or not, whatever feels good, and we're going to rock up. And let's come up to all fours. So begin by just curling the toes underneath and sitting back and waking up the bottoms of your feet. Bring your awareness of your breath into the bottoms of your feet, just breathing there. And then come up to all fours and tap out your tops of your feet. Roll the ankles around in both directions. And then coming back in. So feet in line with the knees. Knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders to press the shoulder girdle down. And on an exhale, reach the right arm forward without jutting that right shoulder forward. And inhale, set it down. And exhale, the left arm forward. And inhale, set it down. So now see if we can finesse this by energetically squeezing the knees towards each other. Feel the pelvic floor turn on, start to activate, especially here the transverse abdominals. Keeping the shoulder girdle packed down. So energetically squeezing the knees towards each other. And then one more time, exhale the right arm forward. Inhale it down. Exhale the left arm forward. Bring it down. A couple more here. Keep lifting that belly. Breathing in that upper back. And after the left hand, set it down. And then move through cat-cow here. But play with the extreme. Really let go of the belly on cow on the inhale. And then bring yourself back to a more neutral place. So we're going to just shift your hand, your left hand a little bit to the right. Let's bring the left leg forward. And the left knee is going to be bent. So letting that left knee be bent. Your hands are on the inside of that left foot. So curl the back toes underneath and lift the back leg up. And that left hip is going to draw a little bit back, the right hip a little bit forward. Activate the glutes on the right side. Now, just sort of remain connected, really remain connected to the core, to that center, especially your abdominals. And then just try to reach the left leg back without shifting anything. It's a kind of plank you're in, but not really. Both knees come down. Take the right foot forward. Both hands are on the inside. Curl the back toes underneath. Lift up. Okay, so I want to stay strong in the belly. Right hip a little bit back. Left hip a little bit forward. Now stay strong in that belly. And just reach the right leg back. And then down dog. Move in it, breathe in it, whatever you need it to be here. And then come to the knees. Knees are wide, feet together, wild child. And breathe, and then even rock a little bit in this. So just breathe, sort of wave in it, breathe side to side. Hands underneath the shoulders, come up nice and slow. So let's come onto our forearms. Come onto the forearms and you can create an 11 here if it feels better to clasp the hands than clasp the hands. And then just come onto your belly. I'm wearing the wrong shirt. So come down onto your belly and you've got your elbows underneath your shoulders. The hands extend out. You could clasp the hands if you wanted to here. Take a moment. pack the shoulder girdle down, but grow long in the neck and ramp the head back. And on an exhale, you're going to curl the toes underneath and wrap the gluteal body in towards the center line. Strong belly. You're going to keep your knees on the floor. Press the forearms down. Squeeze the elbows towards the knees and just lift your hips and pelvis up. And then come down. Come to the tops of your feet. Press into the tops of the feet so much so your knees lift. Root the pubis bone. Press the shoulder girdle down. Release the palms forward. And just come into a sphinx pose here. And then release down, curl the toes underneath. Come to all fours and let's find down dog again. This time from down dog, start to walk your feet to your hands. And your feet are whatever feels comfortable, whatever distance feels comfortable. Just keep some space and just roll here, side to side. And then bring your upper body back to the center, hands on the floor. Knees are nice and soft. And again, I don't care the width. Inhale, arch it up halfway. That's Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Pitch the weight forward so the belly turns on and roll up nice and slow, nice and easy, nice and slow. Bring yourself up to standing. Nice and slow. Start to roll the shoulders back. So nice big action here of rolling the shoulders back. So I want to start to move through internal and external rotation with the shoulder tips. So the shoulders come forward. And when I open up, retract in the shoulder blades. And let that external rotation, just let that orient in the scapula and the space between the shoulder blades. One more. And then inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, take hold of the left wrist and draw the body over to the right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, take hold of the right wrist, draw it over to the left. Breathe. Inhale, bring the arms back to the center. Exhale, float the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, offering up the heart. Breathe. And release the hands. Inhale, float the arms back up. And exhale, come down. So strong back and belly, come down. It's just finger paint here, sway side to side. Coming back to the center, the knees are soft. Plant the hands underneath your shoulders and step back to plank. So immediately get into a connection at the very least into the abdominals. And then your next exhale, knees come down, strong glutes, elbows stay close. Exhale in one piece down. Press into the tops of the feet, inhale up a little higher. And exhale down, curl the toes underneath. So you can go to your knees, or if you can, one piece plank and down dog, walk it out. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And exhale, set the right foot by the right thumb. We're coming up into a warrior one. So roll to the outside of the left foot, sort of seal it. Wrap that left side of the gluteal body in. Strong belly as you come up. Arms come up. Now, just slowly bring your right hand to the just the center of your right thigh. And then you're going to take your left hand and a big swoop around to the left and just sort of sweep it up and around. Just a nice big swoop here. Inhale down, exhale up and around. The next time you come all the way up and around, let that left arm sort of move you into warrior two. Scooch the feet in whichever way they want to go. Just trust that. Inhale, reach it forward. Flip your right hand, reverse your warrior. So you woke up the obliques earlier. Just feel this. Breathe into the right side of that body. Inhale, come up. Reach the arms around, windmill, cartwheel. Find yourself in a nice lunge. So we're going to transition to a side plank. Feel free to bring the left knee down and move into side plank with the left knee down. Or you can come down and just slide the right foot back. Exhale, the right arm down, press to full plank. Your next exhale, it could be knees, chin, chest, or you could move through a chaturanga. And exhale, down dog. So this time on an inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, left foot, left thumb. So angle that back foot. Draw the left hip back. Firm up the right side of that gluteal body. Let that lift you up. Now bring the left hand to the top of your left thigh. Take that right arm behind you. Inhale up. So we're just using this. It's just sort of an organic way to find warrior two. Let this next one move you to warrior two. Inhale, slide it. Exhale, flip your left hand, reverse it. Inhale, come up. And windmill, cartwheel, however you want to move yourself to your side plank, do so. Yeah, you can have that right knee down if you want. Exhale, the left hand down. Inhale into plank and exhale again. Whatever vinyasa makes sense to you. Rise up on your toes. Start to walk your feet to your hands, but let them get really wide in the mat. Really wide on the mat. Away from each other. All 10 toes facing forward. Just shifting here side to side. Let the head be heavy. And then we come back to the center. And then we start to play around with coming down in squats. Now, so I want to work the pelvic floor in doing this. So what you're going to do is, you don't have to go down far, but it's what matters is just the rhythm, the sort of syncopation with not only the breath, but the activation of the pelvic floor. Inhale, the hips down, feel the release of the pelvic floor. Exhale, essentially activate those P muscles to lift back up. And then if you want to go into squat, you can, or just come into it in whatever way feels. Maybe you go down part way, maybe you go down all the way. It's whatever feels right to you right here. And then as much as you can, try to release fully in the pelvic floor. Reaching the hands forward. Pitch the weight forward. Use an exhale. Use the activation of the pelvic floor to lift up. And if your feet had to splay to the side like mine did, move them back and forward. Find yourself in a forward fold here, but you've got a wider stance of the feet. Inhale, arch it up halfway. And exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, and step yourself to plank. From plank, you can use your knees to first if you want to, but I want you to transition back to your forearms. Draw the legs together, roll to the outside of the right foot, step the left foot on top. You could bring the right knee down if you wanted to. Both forearms stay down. Try to keep that neck radiant. Rotate through the center, over to the left. Back to the center, knees wide, wild child. Hands underneath the shoulders, come up nice and slow. Bring the knees back in so that you are in just a nice, easy, sort of balanced quadruped here. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, and exhale, scoop it through, and rest. And the right hand comes back near the shoulder. Sweep the left arm back up. I don't care if your hips shift on this. And exhale, take the left hand down. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Again, I don't care if your hips shift on this. But as you exhale and scoop the right arm underneath, I want your hips to balance here. And walk your left hand to wherever you need to. And sweep that right arm back up. Hips can shift here. And then we set the right arm down. So just a little cat-cow here. Just help the body integrate that. Move in it organically, authentically, however you feel compelled to move, just move. Bringing yourself back down. So let's swing the legs around. And again, grab your belt and bring the strap around the ball of your right foot, and then come to lie down and lift the leg up. So the left knee could be bent, the left leg could be straight. Just start to play around. So there's a little bit more effort in, as opposed to when we were doing it in the beginning, when there was just a real softness in it. And also, frankly, utilizing this as a kind of inversion, because it is. Now take the left foot and thread the left foot through the feet. Just change place. Let the right foot come back up. Both feet are in the strap now. So this now is way more about just inverting and being upside down than opposed to maybe trying to get a real deep stretch. It's just the support. If you want to loosen, wrap around the strap just so it's a little less effort, you can. But I just really want you to be in the place where you're upside down. Now we start to soften the knees into the chest, and you're going to bring the strap in front of your shins as you bring your feet down and your knees are bent. Just in front of the shins, the feet are down. So now the feet are a little bit closer to the body. And just feel, this is proprioception again. So just because I can't see my feet, but I can feel that all 10 toes are forward. And I can also feel that my feet are underneath my knees. And I can sense and feel that my knees are in line with my hip bones or my hip points. Choking up on the strap. So we're just using the strap for some feedback. Press into the feet and lift your hips up. And just keep pressing, sort of drawing the strap to you. Drawing that belly in. It's like you're also trying to stretch the knees away from the body. And release. And come down. So you can get rid of the strap. You can do it again with the strap. I'd like for you to do another back bend. You could do whatever back bend you wanted here. I didn't really prep you for a full wheel, but I do want you to just get that shape, because I think it's nice oppositional work to what we've done. But if you want to, maybe you could just come up, clasp the hands, again, that deep external rotation, and just come up. Release the hands. Come down slowly, one bone at a time, sort of dragging the tailbone towards your heels. So you get a little taller as you come. Take a moment, extend the legs long for just a moment so that the spine settles. I just want the spine to find its way back, just to neutralize a little bit. So the legs are straight. Just let the spine find its way. Now bending the knees. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. And flex the foot. And just press the right knee away. So focusing more on that space in the front of that right hip. And release. So there's not a lot of pressure on that right leg. Release it. Draw the left knee in, holding on behind that left knee. Rock a little bit with the legs side to side and feel where you feel this most intensely. Stay there. And then when you feel ready, exhale, draw the legs in a little bit closer. If you want to flex the right foot, you can. You could also neutralize it too. And then slowly release. Cross. Take that left foot over the right knee. And again, press away. Using the heel of the hand, so it's almost like it's just below that femur head as you push. It's actually to the side of it, but it's in that front of the pelvis. Just push it away. And release. Draw the legs in, holding on behind the right leg. And then rock the legs side to side. Feel where you feel this most intensely. And then stop there. And then draw it in. So I'm always encouraging everyone in this to be a little bit more confrontational with the hips. It's easy to kind of step to the side of the difficulty here, but I want you to embrace it a little bit more here. And release. Setting the legs down, uncross. Bringing soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. If it's okay with your shoulders, reach the arms up overhead. So coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, not only is it just a lovely way to bring balance, especially to the second and fourth chakra, chakras, but it's also a lovely way to just come into the radiance of your spine here. So you feel the natural curve of the neck. You feel the natural curve of the low spine, especially that nice curve of the lower lumbar. So maintaining, especially the curve of the lower back, the lower spine. Draw the knees together. So I'm asking you here not to flatten out or imprint that muscle. Again, just so that you've got an awareness of the radiance. And then I want you to twist to the left. So the spine is going to do whatever it needs to here, but I'm going to ask you to just do whatever. It's yogi's choice here. All I care about is that you twist to the left. So whatever you feel here, whatever kind of twist, it could be gentler, it could be deeper. And feel free to progress into it and shift in it if you need to. But attend to the breath, especially here. And then slowly release out of it. Second side. Again, yogi's choice. Over to the right. This time bring an awareness of the breath to the low back and just see if you can express the breath, especially the inhale in that low back. And release back to the center. Happy baby or half happy baby. Rocking if that feels right to you. And easing yourself into Shavasana. So however you feel like you want to move into Shavasana, do so that you feel supported and meditated. So before you return, just take in this experience of quiet, the rest, the stillness of your body, that weightedness. And then let a breath bring you back. And another deeper, more conscious breath bring you a little bit further back. But again, let yourself stay in the stillness, remain in the stillness, that sort of hovering. How are we going to spend this brief lifetime? Are we going to strengthen our well-protected ability to struggle against uncertainty? Or are we going to train in letting go? Are we going to hold on stubbornly to I'm like this and you're like that, or the world should be like this, or the world should be like that? Or are we going to move beyond that narrow mind? Could we start to train as a warrior, aspiring to reconnect with the natural flexibility of our being and to help others to do the same? If we start to move in this direction, limitless possibilities will begin to open up. So now we move. As you slowly start to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, roll yourself slowly over to the right or left, whatever feels good. Come into fetal pose again, just the newness, the renewal, the transformation. Any intention you'd like to set for the rest of the day, this is a lovely place to set that, to hold that intention. And then we press into the top hand and come up slow, nice and slow. Coming up to cross-legged, seated, Sukhasana. And drawing the hands to the heart, coming into this mudra of gratitude always. So it's from this mudra, this pose of gratitude, we bow. Even in the difficulty, we find the space for thank you, the space for gratitude. Namaste.
Stay.
Good work. Nice,
Thank you
nice,
so
nice work.
much. Thank you.
That was lovely. Thank you. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Shannon.
I'll see you next week.
Great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.